I thought I'd just do a little screen recording to show how to use Revert. So once you get the file, this is like going to be probably a graphic explaining the instructions, but I just thought I'd keep it simple for now. So you'll find inside there's these 4 layers. The main one you want to focus on when you first open the file is artwork. So if you double click, you're going to open up the artwork smart object, and this is just a blank canvas for where you're going to be putting the graphic that you want to sort of add this halftone effect to. So I've prepared one we can chuck in for now. So this is a little Kurt that you've probably seen in some of the promo imagery. So we drop that in. Anything you want to sort of apply this effect to, just drop it in as many layers as you want to, and then this is a really important step, so don't skip it. You need to save the smart object. So you'll see up here, it's just saving. Once that's done, make sure you close this document. So close the smart object, and then you'll be chucked back into the halftone kit main view. Obviously you'll see here that it's like default added some settings. So inside this is you've got like a load of settings that emulate in that old school like 90s bootleg t-shirt effect. So like immediately if you turn this effect off and on, you can notice how it's like crushed some of the colors. You've got this like cool buttery like banding that you get on these sort of like old school band and like hip hop tees from the 90s. So we're already sort of getting that effect already. On top of that, there's this texture layer. So we're adding just a little bit more of like graininess and like sort of that wear and tear look that these really thick inks used to have back in the day. And also if you want to sort of make things a bit heavier on the effect to try and like go overboard depending on your image, or if it's a bit too much, you can drag it back the other way and just sort of tweak this to your needs. And obviously you can do that on this effects layer as well, go in and individually tweak all of these settings that I've chucked on here. But for me, like 75 is looking pretty good. So the next step is where like the magic happens. You've got your 3 halftone effects actions inbuilt, and then obviously we've got some like more actions here for exporting the artwork once we're done. So the first one, small halftone, it will get the effect across but without going too overboard. But obviously you've got these other options here if you want to accentuate the halftone and get like really stylistic with it. So all we're going to do is click play, and then this pop-up is going to come up. Don't worry about it, this will be reverted once the actions go through like the 100+ steps. It's going to like unmerge this document, so you're not going to lose anything. It's non-destructive. So you just click merge, and then the magic will happen. Just take a little while. There's a lot of steps that we're saving here. So here we are. So you'll notice we're in a new document, but if we go back, nothing's been merged. It's all good. So you head back to the other document, and you notice on the right hand side here we've now got a white base layer on the background, and then the next 4 layers are our CMYK. So you've got cyan, magenta, yellow, and then key black set on top, and immediately we've got this awesome halftone effect coming through. And these are like legit halftones. Obviously like this is part of a printing process, so this is how the old CMYK process used to be achieved. And obviously out the tin you've now got this artwork pretty much ready to go. Like you can obviously close this, go back in, change the scale of the halftones when picking one of the other ones if you want to do that. And another thing is, if you think this is a bit too like tame, a bit too out of the box, then you'll notice that each one of these layers has a color overlay. So at the moment these are set to a default to match the CMYK, but what you can do is go in, change the blending mode by double clicking on the layer, open in the styles palette and go into color overlay, and then you can just go in here, change the blending mode, and then you can actually go in and change these colors to whatever you want to affect this main image. So if you guys want to get a bit tricky, like sort of switch things up a bit, you can sort of achieve some pretty abstract effects, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I should chuck in like an orange on here or something. As you can see, like it really starts to mess with the image in like a really interesting way. You can get some like really interesting effects, sort of like old school psychedelic poster vibes. But I'm just going to go back to the main thing. So say you're happy with your image, you just want to see like a flattened version of it, so you can start messing with a flat version potentially. So you click play selection on this one, flatten artwork, and immediately it creates a new layer. All of these are now merged into one, and you can sort of mess with that any way you want to. And say you're happy with the messing that you've done, you can now go on to send flat artwork to a new file. So it'll find this artwork layer, and then it'll create a new file with that artwork layer. So you've now got a flattened version, and then you've got all your other documents still here. Sorry, all your other layers, non-destructive here. So you've got 2 versions, and then if we delete this layer now, essentially this third option just merges those 2. So say you've been messing around with the colors or whatever, and you're just happy to get straight out into a new doc, then you just click the third action, and then bam, you've got your artwork flattened, ready to rock. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll do my best to solve any problems you have.